Didn't think Firefly was all that amazing. But I guess it kind of started on a good note and ended on a good note because it was only one season. We're in a best of 5, by the way, so maybe we'll continue our movie discussion. But for now, we got to the bottom left, Terran, Spawn of Epic. And top rated is PiLiPiLi. It was apparently on Genji. I don't think is actually the case. But I could be wrong. Not that Genji that I'm familiar with anyways. And Epic has been on Psystorm for years. Westworld was interesting. I watched some of the first season on an airplane. Never watch or enjoy Frasier? I did, but Frasier I think also... There just was too many seasons. I mean, the last few seasons, it was just, you know, what else is new? And they would often kind of break... Not really break the fourth wall, but they'd often talk about how Frasier never learns anything. But it just got to be the 6th time that they talked about how Frasier doesn't learn anything. So I'm happy that we ended up with a TvP as well. So you all know it's my favorite matchup. So you're missing out and leave it at that. It's fair enough. I have resigned myself, I guess, to never bothering to kind of do that thing. I also try actively to not do the "you haven't watched blank" reaction when someone tells me that, even though it is so like instinctual, like you can't control it. You just, you know, someone's like, "I've never watched Star Wars," and you're just like, hmm? You hold it in. But I've done it with like people who just say like, "Yeah, I've never watched any Disney Renaissance movies." And I'll be like, "Oh, but some of them are so good, and you know the songs are great, and people are gonna love, you know, karaokeing some of the songs with you." And they're gonna be like, "What am I really missing out on? Childhood that I didn't have, so I won't have the same nostalgia." And I'm like, fair point. Or if someone doesn't want to watch like anime movies because they just generally don't like anime movies, I think is kind of absurd. Because anime is a medium, it's not a genre, but whatever. When they're like, "Yeah, I just don't really think I like too many anime movies or any, I really..." And I'll be like, "Really? You don't, you know? But this is my favorite movie. I really love it. I think it's great. You know, it's called Tokyo Godfathers. And it's really funny. And you should definitely watch it." And they're like, I just don't want to. And I'm just like, all right. That's it. So leave it at that. I did have a fun conversation once with the Muslim when we were all like 5 of us were just hanging out in the hotel room at like 4 in the morning drinking, you know? And we ended up having our own kind of like sidebar kind of thing. And we just kind of got excited over all these movies and TV shows that both of us would like to watch or thought were like good concepts. I think that's an awesome discussion to have. So I was like, "Oh, I freaking love Akira. You gotta watch Akira," because he had never seen Akira. And I was like, "You have to. It's so great. There's so many good things about it that's even different than the manga if you read the manga." And he got really excited. And he was like, "Yeah, it actually does sound really awesome. Have you ever watched the Swedish movie with the vampire thing? Like this really, really famous one?" I was like, "No, I've never seen that one, but I actually know it's pretty good." And it was just like 2 excited people talking about it. But if someone's gonna be like, "Yeah, I just don't have any interest in that," there's not really any point in continuing it, is there? In continuing that conversation. But I've ranted a lot about nothing related to StarCraft, because we had very typical openers in my defense. Alright, we got Blink 3 base versus... Oh god, this Widowmine drop, though. Ooh! Wow. That Widowmine drop. Oh, no. Oh! That's a good refire. That's a good retarget. Oh, but then it messed up. I don't know how it messed up exactly, but I thought it was going to fire on these probes. It did not. This is an excellent Widowmine drop. No doubt. This has already done so much damage. The 10 probes and the natural and all those Widowmines were picked up. The main base having such delayed mining time. Absolutely crazy. Not usually such an effective drop. The only trick to it was that it had 4 Widow Mines instead of 2. And it might have hit a little bit sooner, actually. I didn't quite catch exactly when it moved in. But yeah, PiLiPiLi. Kind of one of the worst case scenarios. I know the actual worst case scenario is when you pull the probes and it hits all 20 of them. But that is the second level. Not the highest level, it's the medium level of worst case scenario. Girl in the movie Save the Last Dance, Julia Stiles. I've never watched Save the Last Dance. I think I know who Julia Stiles is. And I feel like people have said that before. Yeah, they have. What, who would reference her from the girl Save the Last Dance? How are you not the 1000th person to ask me or tell me that I look like Julia Stiles? That chick from 10 Things I Hate About You. That's the one that everyone points to. I mean, I guess congratulations on being original in that department. Yeah, you're like the 10th person that's told me I look like Julia Stiles. And I'm pretty sure what people are saying is that we're white women who have, I guess there's no other better term for it, even though I hate the term, but kind of resting bitch face. Like, we don't, you know, if we're not actively filled with emotions, if we're not actively excited or happy or something like that, we just look normal. I think that's what people are thinking. And we're white women. Because I'm pretty sure that's the only thing that actually relates us. She's blonde, I'm brunette. She's freaking gorgeous and has, like, great bone structure, and I'm, like, 25 pounds overweight, but whatever. I'll take it, it's fine. I do also think that's a dangerous territory. Anything. When you're like, you look like X, it's dangerous territory. Even if you think it's a good thing. Because what if they don't? This is a pretty powerful push, but it's also powerful because PiLiPiLi is taking so much Widow Mine damage. The amount of damage he took from the first Widow Mine drop was not quite game ending, but it was one of those situations where everything had to go perfectly beyond that, and already things have not gone perfectly. Losing 13 more probes, and then not quite being prepared for this engagement. Epic isn't even micro. Epic doesn't even bother microing. Which I think he should have. Might have been a little overconfident. But it's fine. Epic had +1 for that fight, which really helped against those zealots, which had yet to have their armor. Now they'd look a little bit better. In fact, they having +1 armor for that fight, and Epic's lack of stutter step might have turned the battle. Funnily enough, but... While PiLiPiLi might be able to, take care of the army now, and Epic reads that quite well, the reinforcements... he would not be able to take on. So that was just the only thing Epic really had to do was back away to reinforcements at the right time, and I think he did it exactly. Exactly as he should. So he builds up a few more units, he waits for his own +1 armor to finish, and then he, I would say, re-engages on that side, actually. This series I watched a long time is The Expanse. I keep wanting to get into The Expanse, and I did buy the book, so maybe I'll enjoy the book more. Yeah, that first season is a bit of a slow start. We have similar eyes. Maybe. By the way, PiLiPiLi attacking into this is not going to work. There's your commentary. I hope you enjoyed it. It was some of my best. GG. PiLiPiLi, I think that was just, you defend, you size up your situation, and you go, I guess I'm screwed no matter what. Run across the map and confirm it. You confirm you're screwed. Games of StarCraft be like that sometimes. Anyways, I'm looking. Alright, she's got brown eyes. I have green, blue. But definitely not brown. like really hard to do this without a picture of myself. I guess I definitely disagree about the eye thing. Maybe these are like older pictures of her. Let's see her when she was young and without as much mascara too. Okay, so this is from 10 Things I Hate About You. They didn't put as much makeup on her. Trying to do like the exact pose that she's doing. Nope. Don't think that's at all true. I'm actually going to show you guys what I'm doing, all right? Here's something you don't see very often. Okay? When we get into this game. Okay. That kind of works. Okay, here's my camera, all right? All right, now we're going to do the exact pose. And maybe I even have a ponytail on. It's like really as close as you're going to get. Did I do that right? Kind of maybe like this a little bit more. I don't think they look anything alike. She's like super light eyebrows. My eyelashes are longer. No brag. Posture slightly better than mine. My face is a lot fuller. Wait, maybe a little more this way. I have a longer chin. My nose is not as upturned. Dude, we look nothing alike. I mean, I honestly think that it was mostly the white lady thing, alright? The white lady thing and her often emotionless faces. Which I could kind of give a pass on. I kind of see like very first impression. I'll give you that. But other than that, no, we don't look anything alike. Wow, the more pictures I look at, the more we do not look alike. I think I've only ever agreed with one person about who I look like, and they referenced someone that I just had no idea who they were. Like, I recognized them, but I would never have recalled their name. So I can't recall it now. By the way, Curious Minds, bottom right Epic, up 1, top left PiLiPiLi. I don't know where PiLiPiLi is playing-wise. I think, in general, though, the last couple of years, his return to StarCraft, I would say that he's less dependable, is the word I'm going to use. Dependable than Epic. I think Epic is actually, he is what he is, which doesn't necessarily always benefit him. Sometimes that means you can't really punch up so much, right? But it does mean that you know who you're going to win against, you know you're going to lose against. On a good day, a little bit higher, on a bad day, a little bit lower, but you are what you are. PiLiPiLi, he could defeat Neeb, and then he could lose to XX Sephiroth 69. I don't know if that's actually true, but you know, you see what I'm getting at. Both Caucasian, that's about it. There you go. She's like 20 there, unfair comparison. Okay, no, this is actually not where me being older is even gonna matter. I'm not saying that being older doesn't matter, but I'm gonna say that it doesn't matter for this. The fact that, like, certainly the fact is that my chin length doesn't get affected, all right? And my nose structure, there we go, nose structure doesn't get affected either. My hair color doesn't get affected, although sometimes I am blonde, to be fair. My eyebrow fullness doesn't get affected. Like... all white people look the same. Yeah, sometimes, though. Sometimes we do. Julia's face looks like it was shrunk 20%, then photoshopped back on her face. I see. I know what you're saying, too, is the thing. I know what you're talking about. I got a DT drop coming out from PiLiPiLi. Epic gonna go for a 2-1. All right, so we went 1-1, Barracks Factory, then Barracks. Add a starport. Oh, no, he's gonna add a... Oh, that's problematic. If this was a 2-1-1, different journey, same destination, then he'd have a starport, which still wouldn't be on a tech lab, it'd be on a reactor, but still, he'd have it. Now he has no starport, or later starport, right? So the DTs are gonna come in now, and if this was a starport, we'd still be in danger. This is one of the fastest DT rushes you could ever do. This is actually an insanely fast DT rush. You only made 1 unit in this game. Did he even probe scout? Okay, he probe scouted, but still only 1 unit was made in this game. So this is pretty much one of the fastest. With the Warp Prism at the very least, it's one of the fastest. Oh, and Epic did not pay attention. He was fighting the DT in the natural, so the Cyclone didn't get microed, and that's really unfortunate. I mean, the DTs would still be causing havoc in the main base, but then you'd just take away any further potential. He killed the Warp Prism. Feels bad, man. Actually, though, all things considered, this could have been way worse. As long as he saves Stim. As long as he saves Stim. As long as he saves Stim. Really gonna go for the save. So yeah, like I said, I don't think this is that bad. Does he have another scan soon? 9 seconds. Question, does he go for the sim? No, he's gonna figure it finished. It did finish. And he's gonna take care of all these Marines. You're one-shotting them, so it's pretty good. He's got to save this particular DT. Yep, no, yep, no, yep. Gonna leave that one. Get the scan. That's probably okay, actually. All in all, Epic might not have lost all that many SCVs in total. 7's not that bad, right? Again, more like the lost mining time. The 3 missile turrets that he built, and one of them is incredibly redundant. If it was one in the front, one in the main, and then one kind of out of the corner, I'd say that's not usual, but, you know, I see the idea. This is just redundant. This is just emergency mode, right? He's lost a lot of units is the other thing. This is where the DTs have absolutely traded themselves out for a really good amount of army units. Second Marauder just died right there. And obviously you just completely messed up Epic's build. You've also messed up his plan. He doesn't really want to have to pivot to a Raven when he's doing this right now. If he had already been getting a Raven, if he had already been going up to a 1-1-1 getting a Raven, all this chaos, but kind of increasing the chances that there's no more chaos, I think would be recoverable. In this case, no Raven, there's a chance there's a lot more chaos, and because the Warp Prism's alive as well. Let's see CG when I was 20 and then compare. Yeah, fine. I guarantee I'll look even less like her when I was 20. I will guarantee. I'll find a picture. And I'm pretty sure I was even chubbier faced when I was 20, so. Epic doing what he can, and that includes dropping, which PiLiPiLi hasn't scouted. He knows that it's very possible. He's doing the correct thing here. Getting all this map vision. And he's just missing the one part that the medevacs were actually flying through. Oh, no, it's because he left his stalkers here. So that is quite perfect, then. PiLiPiLi's covered every other avenue with vision, even the Warp Prism. And then covered the one place you couldn't actually see with the units that could actually defend. So really well done by PiLiPiLi. These 2 medevacs gonna fly over the Zelnaga. There really is no escaping the all-seeing eye of PiLiPiLi right now. But at least gonna bother clearing that out. And you know, might seem useless every time you turn around. PiLiPiLi has his sights on you. But there's that one time where he kind of loses track and suddenly you get your damage done. So you gotta keep it up. Fortunately, this army was maybe hoping to just chill here indefinitely and hope that PiLiPiLi forgot about it. PiLiPiLi was actually going to go for an attack. And his Warp Prism's still alive, so it's going to head into the main base, of which there is no Warp Prism defense. And Epic, I think, with the Warp Prism in the main, might just want to lift his third and try and hold, but this is going to be a very one-sided game. Yet again. The micro is hard out on these army engagements, though. It's actually... I mean, if he was... Wow, the drop on top of the army as well. Oh, epic. Damn, he tried so hard there. I figured he was just going to be mentally defeated with the Warp Prism, honestly. But he actually tried. Just give some credit for that. No, too much. Too much. Okay, so me at 20, which I don't have a lot of pictures of, to be honest, but I'll find one. Probably on my Facebook. Which, no, you cannot add me. Photos, and scroll so far down. This is when me and my friends went to, New York Comic Con. Hold on. I don't want to, like, dox my friend here. So let me get into the game first. I just named it Pick. Alright. So there's me at age 20. Here's Julia Stiles at age 20. Me, Julia Stiles. Eh? How close did we get? Not particularly close. Okay. These are some old pictures. Wow. I feel like I haven't aged at all. What the fuck? I mean, it's a good thing, but, what the fuck? Here. What do you guys think? Alright. Here's another picture of me when I was... Actually, 21 maybe. Because I think we could drink. We were drinking in this picture. So 21. Kind of like awkward. Like, I'm not ready for a picture smile. You know? Eh? I look younger, but, like, not really for, like, wrinkle reasons, in my opinion. More like you could see that the life experiences haven't hit me yet in, like, my eyes. Also, I very rarely ever wear pink anymore. It was the one pink shirt I think I've ever owned. There's a trip down memory lane for you guys. Pictures never seen. There you go. I see no difference. They were the same picture. Yes. Oh yeah. One of the oldest pictures I have in here was when I was a sophomore in high school, and ish. To be fair, she's movie actress like all makeup and okay. So now you want me to find a picture of us at the same age when I'm wearing makeup and I'm all decorated up. He's be right back, so we have nothing better to do. So let's fucking do it. All right. Okay, here we go. Julia Stiles, age 30, 30. Let's go with 30. I only recently turned 31, so that's fair, right? Now this picture is just not very, it's not working. It's on fucking Pinterest, that's why. Okay, and then I gotta find... Wow, they're just not gonna give me that picture in like a decent size. That's cool. But anyways, continuing our journey. Here's her when she's 30. Damn good looking 30-year-old, right? Here is me taking age 30 at Katowice when I'm wearing makeup and have my hair done up. My hair done did. 1 second. 1 second. Try and get maybe a similar pose. Can't really get a similar pose, but we're both facing forward. I think we're fucking twins. Oh my god. I found her. My twin. And then inevitably, well, you're wearing glasses, okay? You gotta find me a picture of you without glasses when you were blonde. I got you. Twins! I mean, this is inarguably the closest we've gotten to Julia Stiles. For sure. But it, again, is I feel like a lot because we're a white woman with blonde hair. But this is a similar amount of makeup. We're wearing similar, like, lip color. Similar amount of, like, eyeliner and mascara. My eyebrows are completely different. My nose is completely different. My chin is completely different. Her dimples are more pronounced than mine are. Our eyes are getting a little bit closer, but I think hers is still, like, more almond-shaped than mine. This has been fun. This has actually been a fun time filler. I appreciate this. I need to find a candidate of Julia Stiles without makeup. Oh, okay. Random support tech lady in the Bourne franchise? Yeah, should have. I would have done great. What advice would you give to your older self for becoming a caster and a streamer? You know, the typical advice. Get into CSGO. Is there more money there? Just kidding. Alright, now a tied up series. PiLiPiLi is finally back. We're into Hardwire. Top right, it's Epic. Bottom left, it's PiLiPiLi. We have similar eye connectors. Thank you. Alright then. I'm certain I look a lot like some celebrity out there, but I really think the Julia Stiles thing is mostly our expressionless faces are probably fairly similar. But I think our smile is like super different, and the actual bone structure is very different. We might have the same energy. Maybe that's it. Same energy. And when I compared the image of me, the brunette in the black blouse and her. Yeah. I would have dated me before I dated her. You know, actually, it really depends. You know, it basically would be like the choice in like a Stardew Valley or a Harvest Moon, right? Where we're clearly fitting some stereotypes, and we're, you know, usually I'd say I'd fit the cold, distant chick, the tsundere type. In that picture, I looked more like the friendly, bubbly, like neighborhood gal who dresses up and looks nice. Otherwise looks like a potato. And she looked like the standoffish but heart of gold tsundere situation. Well, not heart of gold, but just actually full of emotions. You know, it's like, which one did you choose? They both have their merits. Never seen Julia Stiles and ZG at the exact same time. That's true. I enjoyed that trip down memory lane. And looking a weird amount at another woman. Julia Stiles ever watches this Twitch stream, she'll be probably pretty weirded out. Yeah, proxy a starport, mate. I think that's what we're gonna do. Because I think I look better than I did when I was 19. And not many people can say that. Not many. Some. And obviously, like, fashion trends often kind of support or hinder that, right? But I think that I pretty much look like I was wearing the same shit I wear today. Maybe not a pink shirt, to be honest, but... Hey, Fried Pork, thanks for raiding back after my hour break. Appreciate that. Hope you had a good stream. And yes, proxy starport. When an SCV is waiting that long, there's only one thing it's waiting for. And PiLiPiLi has not gotten any additional scouting. He actually opened up with the same super cheesy Dark Templar build. And you might have watched that last game and said, wow, I want to learn that build. Well, by all means, learn it. By all means. But know that there's a downside. And that downside is A, lack of units, just in general, defensively. But also B, lack of scouting. If this stalker didn't go across the map and see Hellions, he had no idea what was happening. And he had no idea what would happen last game. So one stalker doesn't kill two Hellions. At best, it injures them. It needs a buddy if it wanted to do something else. So it gets pulled back. It's still the only unit on the field right now. And it doesn't scout that it's actually two Hellions beyond that, right? There are a lot of Terran openers that are the two Hellion, two Widowmine. So if you knew it was 4 Hellions, you'd be 100% on alert of the drop. But if it's 2, you're kind of like, well, it could be, it couldn't be. So we got a pylon, and that's kind of the best thing that PiLiPiLi can do, because even if he knows 100% it's Hellion drops, what can he do about it? I love his attempt to do something about it. Gets another unit, the Adepts. He gets a shield battery, because the Hellion shots, sometimes they hit in just the wrong kind of way, right? But if 3 Hellions get the shots off all at once, that does one-shot probes. And with Hellion shots having so much area of effect, the shield battery does get burned out fast. So it really is just trying to mitigate the damage. You can't stop the damage. And then the question is, does Epic have the defense back at home? And I think that actually might be the bigger question. 15 probes is pretty damn good, but the Hellions are all gone, and the DTs still exist. There's no starport, because the starport was proxied. And I think Epic might still lose this game. Oh my god. Yeah, no Cyclone, actually. This tank's not going to be nearly as helpful. He at least gets the missile turret up in the natural, and he's going to get a Raven at this point, but... I don't know, PiLiPiLi gets to put a lot of chrono back into producing probes, which I feel like he should be doing. I feel like he should double chrono the Nexus. Given that he has all this scouting information, and he knows the attack can't be on its way anytime soon. Yeah, there we go, there we go. Just was microing the DTs for a while there. Now, Epic's still only down 6 workers, but he is severely oversaturated in one base, so I'm a rebel. I'm not using the appropriate overlay for this cast. Don't tell anyone. But you can see, because we're using the better overlay, that we're apparently not supposed to use for this cast, because the man is always wrong. You can see that PiLiPiLi is mining more. Even though usually 2 mules would make up for a 6 worker deficit. And this is just too much damage at this point. The Raven took forever to come out. The barracks and the factory both might actually burn. Engineer Bay is going to get torn down too. Barracks is going to burn. Factory was saved, and that is the more important thing to save. You had to choose. Warp Prism. I don't think took into consideration the auto turret, but fortunately it's still going to live. Benevex picks up Marines, go for the chase. Warp Prism just moves slightly off to the right. Ouch. Oh, it's so many DTs. Yep, PiLiPiLi. Yeah, he's won this game. Yeah, unfortunately, the Hellion drop, doesn't attack that much faster than the DT rush, right? So if the DT, the Dark Templar, if the Dark Shrine was still building when the Hellions dropped out and you go, oh, a Dark Shrine, I need to prepare, you probably could have gotten a prepared missile turret or 2 and you'd not take nearly as much damage. But because it's already done when that Hellion drop occurred, it was really awkward timing. And then because you proxied the starport, you can't get the Raven as fast as possible back at home. So I'd imagine that Epic could try something like this again, except simply put, you don't proxy the starport. You could also just get faster missile turrets without even scouting its DTs, just because you're convinced, but... Yeah, Epic... He's a fighter, apparently. That's what we learned last game. Because he actually tried against the Colossus when there was a Warp Prism warping in his main. This is not a shot at him. It's not a shot at, you know, people who actually try. It's just, actually, we've seen so many good Terran players just have that situation last game and just go, up, whatever, tap out. And Epic tried. He actually tried. But it's not that story where we watch the hero try when no one else tries, and then everyone gets uplifted and believes in trying again, so they all try, and they all try to, like, overthrow the government or whatever the hell we're talking about. This is that movie that's based on real events where the person tries and they die. And only after they die do other people go, oh, wait, we should have done something. Let's do something now. But the hero dies. Epic's gonna die. He's just trying his best to make his death truly an epic. Because it's taken forever. Because it's taken a long time. You get it? Do you get the joke? It's a good joke. Well, might as well do this, right? No stim, no combat shields. More upgrades, more problems. Just gonna run headfirst into 3 Colossus. Yeah, GG. GG. Epic's gonna be so alert. I don't know if he was thinking, no way, this guy would DT rush me twice in a row. I would not be surprised if he thought, if he does DT rush me, I'll get the damage done first. Just because he didn't necessarily think about the exact timings, which I wasn't thinking of, but Epic's a better player than I am. So it's possible he did know that if he was being that greedily DT rushed again, he'd be screwed. He just figured, no one would do that twice in a row. But I absolutely think I absolutely would believe if he said, yeah, I thought mine would kill him first. I was wrong. Sometimes, to be on the safe side, the casters always default to, well, the player would know. The player's smart, and the players, you know, they know this insanely small detail, and they know what's happening in the game. And we'll get the interview, and then they'll say something like, I had no idea that was when that hit. I had no idea that I was that far ahead. And you're like, oh. Okay. But I didn't say that, which is the important thing. You said that. Story time, not hero inspired. Its hero is martyr. Yes, he's a martyr for the Terran race. The Terrans are going to watch that game and use it as their rallying cry to contest Blizzard and its maltreatment of Terrans that has existed since StarCraft 1, where Terran was the hardest, most skilled race and never got the credit it deserved. This is what's going to, what is it, galvanize the people? Is that the word? Because we know that Terrans have never complained before. No, galvanized is coated with a protective layer of zinc. Oh wait, no, it also does mean this. To excite about something so the action is taken. I used it correctly. Nailed it. Oh, how things spiral. Game number 4, Epic down on his last life of the Upper Qualifier, so not as dramatic. And PiLiPiLi, who now is comfortably ahead in the series and has a build to fall back to, since it seems to catch Epic so far very off guard. Epic is sending out an SCV in kind of an odd pattern, so he is in fact going to hide his barracks, not proxy it really. And I'm expecting the 2 gases as well. It's time to change things up, right? And time to be a little aggressive, because again, it's possible he thought that last build would have hit faster and he'd have enough time to compensate for the DTs. That didn't work out that way. He can still take advantage of PiLiPiLi's excessively greedy build. He just like that wasn't it. But one of the ways he could do it, and one of the ways he's doing it right now, is to go for a factory expand. I don't think he's going to fully commit to a 1-1-1 just off the idea that PiLiPiLi might be super greedy again, especially because PiLiPiLi should change his build because he sees what's going on. But I do think that adding on that factory, adding on that little bit of uncertainty is really all he needs to do. Because if PiLiPiLi's plan was to go for only 1 Stalker into Twilight Council and Dark Shrine, and you see that they've proxied barracks, 1 barracks, you know it's a factory expand, you know that's, you know, it's not proxy 2 racks, it still means that the Protoss has to take things seriously. They may have to deal with a bunker. That's exactly what's happening. So they have to build a shield battery, they have to build more Stalkers. It might be a fast Cyclone follow-up, which if you only have 1 Stalker, that's going to get bopped. Even if the shield battery comes up, the shield battery can get bopped, and then the Stalker can get bopped. So this really does make it so that PiLiPiLi can't be nearly as greedy. We're talking about greed, we're talking about technology greed, not economic greed, which is what people usually think of when they hear the word greed. I learned Galvanize from Saints Row 4. I think I've seen the word and figured out its meaning from book reading, but I think it really is in the last couple of weeks, people have been talking about being, galvanizing because of Roe versus Wade. So I said I should incorporate that into my cast. But it now occurs to me that in the Stormlight Archives, the leader dude, his name is Galvanar, and I'm like, looking at Brandon saying something right now. The shield battery was in range of the Reaper, which makes things awkward for the Protoss. It looks like this is eventually going to do enough damage because the second Reaper was not immediately made. So this second Reaper was actually just Epic realizing that this bunker was doing a hell of a lot of damage and recommitting. If he had made it immediately when his barracks was still right here, I think he might have done game-ending damage, right? You don't usually end the game with 2 Reapers, but like he would have done so much damage. He still is doing a ton of damage. But he didn't think he was going to do this much damage. So instead of killing 8 probes, he does kill 3 probes, a Stalker, and a shield battery, of which his opponent then replaced. So 200 minerals really there, as it's uncertain if this second shield battery will actually be useful. It usually is. Not really the worst thing a Protoss can get, but it's not guaranteed, because a Wood of Mine drop's not going to be stopped by a shield battery. And that's what's being followed up with here. We got it on the way. Armory as well. Epic's going to secure his natural first with the Wood of Mines, just in case he missed something, just in case something comes across the map, because he doesn't have anything else. Doesn't have a Cyclone, doesn't have Marines. But then now the bunker's done, he figures it's probably safe enough. And it's going to be brutal. PiLiPiLi had his blink on its way, but he did miss the usual robo timing. I'm pretty sure. It seems like a late robo to me. So, exceptionally awkward. The armory's not done quite yet, so one of the Wood of Mines will probably die, but not 2. Oh, it reached. And actually, none of the Wood of Mines are going to die. They're all going to get a shot, and they're all... Well, not all of them are going to get a second shot, because the observer is on the way. But they're going to be really annoying. Oh, the medevac! Unload! It's not going to be able to escape. And that Wood of Mine was just a foot too far to get those probes. 2 in the main still active. These ones get destroyed. 10 probes in total. Lots of lost mining time. Is he going to go for the scan? Nah. PiLiPiLi's aware of it too, so he just moves his observer over. It's Gavilar. Oh, that's not nearly as good then. Never mind, that's lame then. Never shy away from a controversy? I don't think I've ever really shied away from a controversy. Well, that's not true. I don't talk about a lot of controversies. I don't think I've shied away from important ones, though. Ask me questions about all the things that Blizzard have done stupid in the last 5 years. I've answered pretty honestly about all of them. Did I also get on the Kickstarter? I did not. I don't know what the Kickstarter is, but I did not. And actually, I've really cooled on the Stormlight Archives. I am painfully making my way through book 4. I am not enjoying it whatsoever. So that's a big bummer. So this is 3 gateways, not 4, and it's also on one of the worst Blink Stalker maps that we have in the map pool currently. So I don't expect big things from the Stalkers. We once again have a situation where the early game has almost certainly defined who's going to win this game. Almost for certain, maybe. But really, it was, you know, the last couple of games were very one-sided towards the end. Some of them were very clearly game... Like, last game was clearly game over from the very start. As soon as the DTs dropped out and there wasn't detection, there wasn't enough units, that was game over right then and there. But the other 2 games, I think there's a little bit more of a, well, if everything goes perfectly... And this is another one of those where I think if Pili really played everything perfectly from here on out, so he chose to build probes correctly, build gateways at the right time, gets a disruptor shot, and comes in with a concave of zealots, I feel like there's a chance. The road to recovery starts with a defense, then it follows up with a charge lot run by that makes the Terran angry. Oh, there you have it. 1 good disruptor, but not properly protected, so it's going to be sacrificed. But that's... It's quite unlikely. It's quite unlikely. Because there's not even going to be a follow-up, really. There's no access path into Epic's base, since he's only on 2 bases, so a Zealot run-by wouldn't really confuddle the guy. And the second Disruptor got no shot and died. Third Disruptor's about to pop out. Shield battery overcharge. You're not gonna save your life against 4 tanks firing away. And charge isn't even done. So, nope. Not everything going perfectly. GG. Cat's so cute. Who's a little cute kitten? That's right. Do stalkers have zealots inside them? DTs, I think. I think dead zealots went into dragoons. I'm not sure about that, though. I think the stalkers are dead DTs. Or what's in an... Is there something in an immortal, though? Or is an immortal a robot? Politics, controversial. I mean, I've shut down conversations because I see where they're going, and they're just gonna end with someone being banned. Like the guy earlier. But I'm pretty happy to say that I've never done a, well, that's a good point, to someone arguing in favor of outlawing abortion, or someone who voted for Trump and still thinks that he was a good president. I think I've always been like, hey, you're fucking stupid, get out of here. But I'm just trying to have everyone have a good time, you know? It's the Bobby Newport approach. My response to that question is, hey, we just all have a good time, you know? Missing Control casting with you? I mean, I'm missing Control in general. And Control is a very funny guy. And what's, I think, most important is that he had a humor that said everything was, you know, a very comedian approach where everything was subject to being made fun of, but then actually had a really good heart. So you know that it was always like it was a joke, and it was usually a joke made correctly, like never punching down. And if he ever did accidentally punch down, then he was really quick to apologize if someone, you know, made him realize it. Anyways, bottom left, Epic, who is proxying, so we gotta discuss real things. And top right is PiLiPiLi. DT sold duct tape to a budget Dragoon. I don't know why, I don't know where this whole debate of Dragoon versus Stalker thing came in, because I feel like Stalkers are 100% better. 100%. But maybe I'm crazy. And they have Blink. What do Dragoons get? Extra range? Whoa, man. And you know what's really funny? I never really thought about this, but Dragoons have no hands. Stalkers are given little bitty tiny dinosaur, son of a bitch, T-Rex dinosaur arms. There we go. D-Rex arms. So even that's an improvement, although not a very understandable improvement. Doesn't really make any sense. This one's actually proxy, by the way, and I think that Epic is hoping that PiLiPiLi will once again improperly position his pylon and shield battery. So already the fact that the pylon isn't down, I mean, it's usual you get at 21, not any sooner. Some people
received. Thank you for appeasing the overlord.
Yeah, not too common nowadays. There was a tiny movement where you would first pylon and wall even against a Terran, but that was short-lived, and it only existed on like one map, really. So I do find this kind of interesting. PiLiPiLi puts the shield battery in an appropriate place. I'm pretty sure this one doesn't get hit by the Reaper, and that should be good enough. So he really doesn't need the second shield battery. Even if we are assuming that the second Reaper's on the way, because PiLiPiLi would also know that Epic would try and take advantage of what he didn't take advantage of last game. I still think the second shield battery is unnecessary. 2 Reapers don't really kill the shield battery unless they are in range of the bunker. It's too hard to micro and kill the shield battery. So this is my long-winded way of saying I think PiLiPiLi is technically over-defended. Oh, but here's the trade. Oh, no, I did get 2 stalkers. Okay, never mind. I thought maybe I only got 1. I'm blind. Yeah, I think on a very strict level. Stupidly strict level. I think that's an over-defense. 2 shield batteries instead of 1. Oh, especially because he blocked his own gas geyser. Oh, at least he recognized it. Demarants, thank you for the 3 months. Has my Bezos box. Thank you. You know, Epic's following up with the Wintermine drop. PiLiPiLi is following up with, I guess, a robotics bay? He only has a robo right now. Only just now got to 150 gas. What is he doing? Is he gonna get a warp prism and 3-gate attack? That's not really all that great. What is he... What is PiLiPiLi doing? Protosaur is amazing. StarCraft books are very good. Some of the StarCraft books are actually pretty good. Some are not as good. Woo! You too many stalkers waiting there. I'm still a bit confused. So PiLiPiLi is still not going for extremely fast technology. Is not in a really great position then. So, yeah, usually this is a very safe way of following up, but he doesn't necessarily need 3 gateways worth of units to defend what is a, you know, now known as a simple Widowmine drop. But he is going to go into Colossus, which is what I was expecting, just later than I expected. Double gas in the natural. Epic maybe has picked up on that. Nope, just kidding. Not at all. Nope. All I saw was there's 2 gateways in the main and a robo, and understandably was probably afraid of DTs again, so missile turret and Raven. And I very much understand that. Not only because of what he currently saw and what he didn't see, but because of the last couple of games, right? It makes a lot of sense. But at the end of the day, PiLiPiLi has chosen one of the safest follow-ups possible. Not just those gateways coming down and then robotics bay. No, not even that. It's just the idea of 2-base Colossus is really safe, but it has pretty much a lot of downsides. So, biggest downside, no active engagement on the map with this style of play. You're not Colossus dropping, you're not Blink Stalker microing, you're not threatening a Warp Prism with charge loss, something like that. No Phoenix to scout and harass, you know? So that's not a lack of vision. It's not really the issue. You know, obviously an observer comes around. It's just the lack of pressure. Nothing's gonna happen. Terran's gonna do everything they want and not be afraid of anything. And then the second thing is probably the most obvious thing, which is that there's nothing to really deal with drops and air. So the Terran basically gets to feel super comfortable, gets to kind of do whatever they want against this style of play. And the Protoss benefit is that they're really, really safe, but they've not made any strides to really get ahead in the game, IMO. So if they're facing in a very, very aggressive Terran, then that might be totally the right thing to do. And they're laughing their way to the bank because they just deflected 3 racks, 5 racks, 2 base. Poor guy so relate to his 3rd, whatever. But in the case of a kind of more normal game, I would say, especially when a Raven's in play, then I think you're even playing into the Raven guy, who was really probably most paranoid of a DT opener. That's why he got the Raven. But with you going for a slow third base, 2-base Colossus opener, so you're majorly dependent on the Colossus, I think having a Raven, Terran's like, ah, yeah, amazing. We'll see how it goes. While the Colossus is the most important thing here. We do have a decent number of ground units, even if they have no upgrades whatsoever. That +1 is coming in soon, but no charge, no blink, right? And Epic, yeah, even finding the tanks on siege is not... Actually, PiLiPiLi can't use the shield battery anymore, so that was not worth it whatsoever. He was supposed to stop this push, but the angle that he chose to stop it from didn't work out, and he was kind of late to it as well. He probably meant to stop the push more when it was up here, is my guess, and it was already up here. So he just loses control of his third base. Shield battery did not get killed, but the overcharge has already popped. Interference midgets come down to the 2 healthy Colossus, and that is a massacre. Another one-sided game. Really heavily dependent on how the opener happens. It's kind of cool, though, to witness both players really build off of those previous games. So much of that opener with the Reapers and the shield batteries had to do with game number 4, right? That's kind of the cool thing, but we did not get a lot of back and forth in the games themselves.